your designated driver on the highway to health. Dr. Bob Martin is on the Better Health Network. Careful. The health talk show you're about to enjoy is extremely hot. It's the Dr. Bob Martin Show.
Call Dr. Bob now and ask your health-related question. Toll free 888-553-7262. That's 888-55-Dr. Bob.
Welcome to this hour of the Dr. Bob Martin Show. This is a healing zone where people tune in each week to learn about the latest news about health and wellness, and most importantly, how to get healthy and how to stay healthy naturally. Now, if you've decided to get back to feeling good again, like maybe you used to, how long has it been, really? Well, then you've come to the right place. This is your opportunity to become truly independently healthy, as opposed to the majority of Americans who are dependently sick. Resurrect your good health right here, right now, and stick around for the entirety of the show today, because we have so much important health information to share with you today that could be a game changer for you and or your family. So much information, starting with this last week's post on my Facebook page. And I look at the social media platforms that we use, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, as a way to stay in communication with you beyond the weekend, through the week, because health news and information and illness and sickness and health-related challenges, they don't stop. So we don't stop providing information for you. So that's how you stay in touch through the week, is through my website at drbob.com. Spelling out the word doctor, D-O-C-T-O-R, bob.com. Now, this last week, we had thousands of people taking looks at the Facebook posts on my Facebook page. And I'm going to ask my co-pilot of the show, who's on the other side of the wall on the glass. He's the guy that does all the heavy lifting. And, of course, he keeps this radio program on track so that it doesn't crash and burn. His name is Darren, and he is also a Facebook friend. And you're encouraged to become a Facebook friend if you're listening right now, and you're not. That way you and I can communicate through the week. This last week, Darren, did you happen to take a look at the post related to the wonder drug, the new flu, as in influenza wonder drug that's out there called Zofluza? Did you take a look at that, Darren?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people are concerned about that right now because everybody and their brother is either concerned with colds and flus this time of year, because everybody you look around, everybody's sneezing, coughing, wheezing, runny noses, sick people right now. And so last year, of course, and the year before, and the year before that, we learn after the fact that the flu vaccine doesn't work. Once again, they missed the whole prevailing infection, mixed up the wrong organisms. Even if it did work, they missed it. So very few people got the benefit of it, if it works at all, and especially for those who need it the most, the young, the infirm, and the elderly. But this last week, I posted something about the supposed new flu wonder drug called Zofluza. Everybody's like, well, let's see. If the one last year and the year before that didn't work, maybe there'll be a new one, or maybe there'll be double the dose or 4 times the dose, which is something they are doing now. In other words, doubling down and quadrupling down. That'll do it. Not. So this Xofluza drug is very problematic, according to the experts, because, of course, they're talking about the viruses that are associated with influenza, flu, mutating in response to human beings being exposed to this concoction of flu vaccine, this nostrum of flu vaccine. And in doing so, we're going to cause a drug-resistant superbug that spreads to others. This is a replay in the viral area, just like what we're seeing and have been in the midst of for decades now with drug-resistant strains of bacteria associated with overuse of antibiotics, because we overused a miracle drug both through and mostly prescriptions that doctors hand out like M&Ms, and through the food chain, i.e. farmers using it in livestock and fowl, and of course people taking these antibiotics and it ending up in the water systems. So we're all exposed to it to some degree, somewhere, somehow, and that's how we got to the drug-resistant strains of these super infections called MRSA, and all these infections that are running rampant in hospitals, C. difficile, you name it. Now we have a flu drug doing the same thing. Now, but there's some good news behind this, and there are things you can do to prevent getting the flu in the first place. We talk about them here all the time on the show. The basic stuff. We're getting more rest, keeping hydrated, plenty of fluids, taking your nutritional supplements, vitamin D, A, C, zinc, using clear nasal spray to keep the bugs from percolating and taking over your nasal cavity, Kyle garlic. There's plenty of things you can do, but I would encourage you to read the latest article about this supposed new flu wonder drug, because somebody soon may pitch you on it. They may say, well, yeah, you might be suspicious that the flu vaccine doesn't work, but we have Xofluza now, so there it is. Well, yeah. And also I talk about, and that's part of the commentary, even if you get the flu, what to do to get over it faster, using a homeopathic remedy called oscillocosinem, which I've used for decades on patients and helped them to break out of these things quicker. But take a look at it, and also take a look at the ingredients in this Xofluza vaccine. When you see the ingredients, and then after you get up off the floor, you might think twice about it. Xofluza, the supposed new flu wonder drug, contains not only aluminum, but also formaldehyde, thimerosal, which is a form of mercury. There are antibiotic traces in there. There's all kinds of derivatives of things you don't need or want. But again, your choice to get a flu shot. And access to this new supposed flu drug. In addition to that article, there's an article also about death rates are climbing among people under age 65. Now, in that article, which I believe it was bought and paid for and published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, the AMA, which is, of course, always looking out for your health, not talks about how the cause of the rising death rates below age 65 are caused by the loss of manufacturing jobs and the lack of access to health care, which is the biggest crock I've heard in a long time that come across my desk. What a propaganda play that is. And I lay out my argument as to why I believe that, and perhaps what you can do, your call to action. You see, these are the kind of things, if you're not a Facebook friend yet, you're missing out on. I encourage you, and there's one other one besides that, but I would encourage you to go to the website, drbob.com, spelling out the word doctor, D-O-C-T-O-R, bob.com, and become a friend so that you can get a hold of these articles and also find out what we're going to be doing on this radio show before the radio show ever airs. You get a preview all there and lots of articles from around the globe to stay on top of your health learning, which is always important because health is wealth. It's your only wealth. We've got an exciting guest planned for today's show that we'll introduce you to after this short pause for the cause, and we'll come back. You might want to get something to write with and on so that you take notes. This may help you and your family in a variety of ways, which you're getting ready to find out how related to health. You're listening to the Dr. Bob Martin Show.
This holiday season, the turkey isn't the only thing that gets stuffed. Everyone knows when we eat too much, gas and bloating are likely to follow. Even more trouble ensues when we combine too many rich foods high in fat and sugar. An antacid may bring a moment of relief, but there is a smarter idea. Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Taken daily, Dr. Ohhira's probiotics provide optimum digestive support with enough of the good probiotic bacteria to help us digest rich holiday foods. And for sudden upper digestive distress, chew a capsule or two. The enzymes and postbiotic metabolites only found in Dr. Ohhira's probiotics as a result of the 3-year fermentation process will help you feel better and improve your overall digestive health. This holiday season, discover the Dr. Ohhira difference for yourself. You'll be glad you did. Get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics online as well as Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and natural health retailers nationwide today.
It may come as a surprise to learn that virtually all people have some degree of cataract formation in one or both eyes by age 40. Fact is, cataract is a leading cause of blindness in the United States. But here's the good news. Thanks to medical research, there now exists a way to help prevent cataracts from forming and reverse it in some people who already have it with a revolutionary, safe, and effective all-natural eye drop formulation called Can-C. Can-C eye drops contain a special nutrient called N-acetylcarnosine, which was discovered to be depleted in the eyes of cataract sufferers. Can-C has also been found to help glaucoma, floaters, dry eyes, and retinal problems. Think about how important your sight is now and will be in the future. Then decide to protect your precious vision with Can-C eye drops. I personally use Can-C eye drops, and you should too. Call 800-861-4936. 800-861-4936. That's 800-861-4936 or wisechoicemedicine.com.
You remodel your kitchen, you remodel your bathroom. Now remodel your gut. That's right, your gut. Any successful remodel job requires workers to show up with the necessary tools and ready to work. Well, it's just like that with probiotics. They need to come with prebiotics to encourage growth, as well as postbiotics to nourish the gut. And Dr. Ohhira's probiotics are the only brand of probiotics that do just that. Dr. Ohhira's is the only probiotic capsule that contains a rich nutritional prebiotic, along with a full spectrum of 12 selected probiotic strains and naturally derived postbiotics. During a 3-year fermentation process, Dr. Ohhira's probiotics create healthy, organic nutrients and the diversity of flora that are necessary for long-term digestive health. So remodel your gut today with the right workers. Get Dr. Ohhira's probiotics online as well as Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and natural health retailers nationwide today.
Size matters. You're listening to the largest and longest airing health talk show in America. We're huge. Thanks to you, the Dr. Bob Martin Show.
Yes, we are, and we are so thankful that you're here today. Appreciate you tuning in, and a special thank you to our regular listeners who are telling others so they have an opportunity to tune in to listen to all this great health news and information so that we protect our most precious possession, our health. All right, now then. We all know we're right in the middle of cold and flu season. There are sick people around you, whether you're in the grocery store, whether you're at work, maybe somebody at home comes home sick. What do you do? How do you protect yourself? I'm getting ready to tell you about that with our special guest coming up. I want you to get something to write with and on so that you can take some notes. This could be a game changer for you and your family. I also want to remind you, coming up on the show today, some of the topics we're going to be covering may be of interest to you, including the following. Seventh-day Adventists. They live longer, plus they have 30% lower cancer rates compared to most other Americans. The question becomes why? We're going to be talking about the fact that a team of researchers from Loma Linda University in California discussing the fact that Seventh-day Adventists have created one of the world's 5 blue zones. Those are geographic areas with low rates of chronic disease and home to some of the world's oldest people. And we'll get into that coming up on the show today. Plus, we're going to be talking about the fact that most U.S. donated blood, these blood centers where you donate blood, most of the blood is contaminated with drugs. A recent study by Oregon State University may shock you, ladies and gentlemen, because someday you may need a blood transfusion. You may be a blood donor, and you want to help another person. Wait until you hear what they've uncovered as it relates to the blood supply in the United States being contaminated with a whole variety of drugs. All of that straight ahead here on the Dr. Bob Martin Show, so don't go anywhere. We know it's cold and flu season right now. I think the average American adult gets like at least 2 to 3 colds a year. Some kids get like 4, 5, 6 colds a year. We've learned over the last, 2, 3 years now that the flu vaccine is completely ineffective. It doesn't work to begin with, but especially when researchers try to predict 8 months to a year out what the prevailing infection will be based on another continent where people are getting sick. And so they spin into motion the flu vaccine nostrum, and then when they roll it out, they find out that the flu vaccine doesn't work because it's not the strain against the prevailing flu season. So it's a bust again. So how do you protect yourself? How do you protect yourself from the common cold, flus, sinus infections, so you don't get sick, so you don't have loss of quality of life, so you don't have to be down and not be able to work and provide for your family and make others around you sick? We're going to cover that topic with our special guest today. His name is Nathan Jones. He is the CEO and founder of Xlear Inc., and Xlear is spelled with an X, X-L-E-A-R. The X stands for xylitol. We'll explain what that is in a little bit. Well, it's been almost 2 decades now since Nathan Jones founded Xlear, the xylitol product-based company whose revolutionary all-natural approach to upper respiratory infections, which we need to talk more about, and oral health, what's going on in your mouth, has improved the quality of life for people all over the globe. Today, Xlear Inc. is a multi-million-dollar company selling products around the world. Their 3 main product categories include Xlear nasal spray and sinus spray, Spry oral and dental care line, and their line of natural sweeteners. Now, one of my favorites, and I'll get into this coming up and tell you an amazing testimonial that my niece in Denver shared with me. We'll get into that. I want to remind myself to tell you about it during this interview, but without any further ado, let's bring on our special guest back to the show, Nathan Pritikin. Good day to you.
Hello.
Nathan
Good
Jones.
morning to y'all.
Nathan Jones. Nathan Pritikin's gone, but Nathan Jones is with us, and I welcome you back to the show today.
Well, thanks for inviting me back.
All right. You probably know, as everyone knows, that, it's December, and there are a lot of sick people around us. Wherever we go, runny noses, stuffy noses, sinuses, sneezing, coughing, wheezing, especially on places that are cramped spaces like airplanes. People are flying around because of the holidays. So I brought you on the show today, Nathan, to discuss some remedies, what people can do safely and naturally to try to, one, prevent these problems from happening, and if they do happen, what they can do to hasten the healing process. And I'll let you take it from there.
Well, my very first thing is I don't like to use the word remedies. And the reason for that is because if you look at it from the term of remedies, then that means you're already sick. And what we look at is all of our products are all about hygiene. They're all about keeping your airway clean. They're all about keeping your mouth clean. They're all about not getting sick in the first place. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going to keep that good quality of life. Because once you get sick, you're going to start spending money on, more supplements, extra supplements, over-the-counter drugs. And if you get really sick, actually going to the doctor and missing work. What our products are designed to do, and you mentioned the xylitol, it's actually designed to change the microbiome of bacteria in your mouth and in your airway from bacteria that will make you sick to bacteria that help you, that don't make you sick.
Mm-hmm. Well, microbiome. Now, most people, they may be hearing that word as it relates to, let's say, probiotics, but that's probably the extent of what they hear about with microbiome. Are you then saying, and is this something that people need to realize, is that there's microbial life in other parts of the body aside from our gastrointestinal tract?
Oh, absolutely. You have an oral microbiome, and the studies that they've done that have been duplicated over and over, where they have shown that if parents use xylitol, their kids don't get cavities. That's all about the microbiome. If parents use xylitol, they get rid of the karyogenic, the bacteria that create acid in their mouth, and they don't have that because we get our microbiome from our parents. And if our parents don't have the bacteria that digest 6 carbon sugars and create acid as a byproduct, we're not going to have them.
Okay, so why is it that xylitol, and I want you to explain a little bit more about xylitol. Why is it important to impart that both in the oral cavity and in the nasal cavity?
So the big body of research behind xylitol, 50 years. I mean, it's going on 50 years this year. The very first study was done by Dr. Mackinnon in 1969. But the big body of research is how xylitol does prevent tooth decay. And, the studies have been done. It's kind of not questioned. Mm-hmm. But the way that it does that is the bacteria, the strep mutans bacteria that live in your mouth, they eat 6 carbon sugars like sucrose, glucose, fructose. It doesn't matter if it's organic sugar. It just eats 6 carbon sugars. And to a lesser extent, sorbitol, mannitol, maltitol, which are 6 carbon sugar alcohols. And that's what they live on and they thrive on. And they metabolize it. They get energy. They grow. Xylitol is different in that it is these 5 carbon sugar. And the bacteria, they look at it like it's sugar, like it's food, and they eat it and eat and eat it. And they can't metabolize it. And it just gums up their metabolic pathways, and they end up dying.
Oh, wow. So in other words, what you're essentially doing, what I hear you saying, is that you're faking out the bad bugs, so they eat the xylitol, and they don't survive, but the host, which is a human body, thrives because there's less bacterial load there. This is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get more from Nathan Jones right after this. Stay tuned. It's the Dr. Bob Martin Show.
Stop breathing right now. No, really, hold your breath. This is how it feels when you're stuffed up due to colds, flu, pollen, dander, postnasal drip, or any other reason. That's when you need Clear Saline Nasal Spray, the only spray with the power of xylitol. That simple saline solution you're using is only doing half the job. It's just rinsing. In multiple research studies, xylitol has been shown to reduce bacterial adhesion and help keep your nose moist and clean much longer than saline alone, making Clear more effective at washing away that nasty gunk in your nose. Clear is so powerful, it's been granted over 11 patents. So step up from that wimpy saline spray to something that actually works faster and better at getting you the relief you need to start breathing now. And if your doctor isn't talking to you about Clear for your congestion, maybe you need to get a new doctor. You don't just rinse your hands. Why would you just rinse your nose? Clear Saline Nasal Spray with xylitol. Available at Walmart, CVS, Whole Foods, Rite Aid, and everywhere else. Or Clear.com. That's XLEAR.com. Now go wash your nose.
If you've been listening to my show, you've heard me talking about an amazing supplement called C-Veg, a natural and organic multivitamin containing 92 vitamins and minerals, including calcium, antioxidants, omega-3 and 6. The Asian cultures know that sea plants are one of the healthiest, most nutritional plants you'll find on land and sea. C-Veg has been helping people boost their immune systems, balance their metabolisms, reduce inflammation, and provide moisturizing to skin, hair, and nails. Try C-Veg to enjoy all the benefits of these sea vegetables. C-Veg. Feel healthier and younger or your money back. To order, call toll-free 855-627-9929. That's 855-627-9929. Or go online at buycveg.com. That's B-U-I-C like the ocean, veg, V-E-G.com. Order in the next 60 minutes. Use discount code Dr. Bob, and shipping is free. Call now 855-627-9929 or online at buycveg.com.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
This half hour of the Dr. Bob Martin Show is sponsored by Nutritional Testing Services. You can order at-home tests for mineral deficiency, toxic metals, saliva hormone tests, digestive tests, thyroid tests, and more by calling 1-800-606-8822. That's 1-800-606-8822.
Welcome back to this hour of the Dr. Bob Martin Show. I thank you for tuning into the program today. The last hour of the show, we're going to have for you our special features this week, the product recall of the week, health alternative of the week, outrage of the week, and the health mystery of the week. All of that is straight ahead, so don't go anywhere. Now, you may be a new listener of the program. We have thousands of new listeners every single week here on the show, and maybe hearing about Spry dental products for the very first time and how xylitol being imparted into the oral cavity will decrease your risk of dental problems across the board, whether it be dental caries or cavities, or gingivitis, or the proliferation of periodontal disease, or things that vade deeper into the body, that simmer in the oral cavity, that find their way through the bloodstream and can frankly end up in your heart. And I've had many patients have that situation, which you never ever want, or a joint, or your brain, or some other pathway. Not a good thing. This is truly prevention here, ladies and gentlemen, and that is making sure you get 4, 5, or 6 exposures to xylitol each and every day through Spry dental products. And there's a variety of them available to you in gum, mints, toothpaste, mouthwash, just so that you put into your oral cavity something that the bugs like, but they can't metabolize, therefore they leave the scene. And you will be the beneficiary of that because you'll have a cleaner oral cavity. That's what prevention is all about. And if you're interested in finding out more about Spry dental products, you can certainly do that by checking out Clear's website at X stands for xylitol, XLEAR, That's Xlear, Xleir.com. You can also check them out, visit their Facebook page at Spry Smile. Spry, spelled S-P-R-Y, and then Smile. And they also have a Facebook page at Xlear Inc. So our special guest this segment of the show is Nathan Jones. He's the CEO and founder of Xlear. He's with us talking about how xylitol used in dental products is revolutionizing the dental industry, and especially for those dentists who are truly interested in helping their patients prevent problems and those who are still catching up. And also, of course, using Xlear sprays, the nasal sprays, which I've been talking about on this radio show for years, are absolutely revolutionary. And I got to tell you this before I forget, before we go right by it. I got a phone call from my sister about a week ago telling me that the recommendation that I gave to my niece, Lori, in Denver for her chronic, unrelenting sinus problem was solved as a result of a recommendation that I gave her to use the Xlear Rescue Nasal Spray. Now, unbeknownst to me, and I was kind of upset that she didn't call me earlier, but, you know, relatives will do that once in a while, ladies and gentlemen. They forget who you are and what you do. And so this young lady, my niece, kept going, and she's a mother of two children, kept going back and forth to her primary care provider for chronic sinus problems. This went on for months and months and months. They tried everything. They threw the antibiotics at her, the Flonase, the whole 9 yards. None of it worked. Still miserable. My sister, her mother called me and said, "What do you recommend? We're, wit's end. She can't function as a mother. She can't work nothing." I said, "Well, I'm glad you called. Go to the store and get Xlear Rescue Nasal Spray." She says, "What else?" I said, "That's it. That's all you'll need." She did, and I got an amazing, and I need to send this on to you, Nathan, an amazing testimonial back from her as to her amazing results. She's sending hugs and kisses and kudos and high fives to you, Nathan Jones.
Hey, we always like those.
Yeah, because it works, and that's all that matters. No, let's segue from there. Let's segue from the dental products, which are certainly available in health food stores, natural retailers, Vitamin Shop, Rite Aid, Walmart, CVS. It's very well distributed, except, folks, don't look for the mints, the gum, and the candies at the counter of Whole Foods. We don't know what happened there, but the next time you're in there, tell them that it was a very inconvenient thing for them to move out the xylitol products near the checkout stand and put in the organic sugar. It was almost like, is this some kind of a plot with the dental profession to get organic sugar in there to gin up business? It's crazy, and that's a whole other story. But let's segue, if we can, Nathan, to the nasal spray that I just talked about. Why is the Rescue Xlear Nasal Spray so effective for sinus problems? What's in it?
Well, so the story behind that product is, you've mentioned already that I started Xlear 20 years ago. My dad invented the original nasal spray that we've been selling for 20 years. He invented it after reading a bunch of the dental studies, and how, as a footnote, as a side note in all these dental studies, the kids that were using the chewing gum with xylitol, not only were they not getting cavities, but just by chewing gum, they were getting 42% fewer ear infections. And that's how he made the jump, because he had babies that were too young to chew gum. So he bought some xylitol, put it into ocean saline, started rinsing out their noses, and they stopped getting sick. Okay. I was working in another job at that point. I quit that job and started a company to sell it. So the way that the rescue product came about is I've been sick once in 22 years. And this product came about because I got sick. I had a sinus infection. And I went to my doctor and I said, "Hey, I think I have a sinus infection." And he looked at me and he said, "Yeah, sure enough, you do." And so he gave me some amoxicillin and amoxicillin tablets or capsules. And I went home, and on my drive home, I called my dad and I said, "Dad, you're a doctor. Why is it that I'm getting a systemic antibiotic for a localized sinus infection?" And my dad said, well, let me find out. There's got to be a nasal spray with an antibiotic. That does make sense. And so he called me back a half an hour later, and he said, hey, you know what? They don't make any. You could call into a compounding pharmacist, and they can make you some, but they don't. There's not an antibiotic nasal spray on the market. And so what I did is being a risk taker, and I'm telling everybody not to do this because it's crazy and you shouldn't do it. But what I did is I just went home and I took one of my capsules of amoxicillin and dumped it into a bottle of clear and squirted it up my nose. I was better the next day. And I called my dad back and I said, Dad, why don't they make this in a nasal spray? And I'll tell you why they don't. Because
I'm going to have you, Nathan, hold that until we take this break and come back. I want you to tell that story and how we get to the Clear Rescue nasal spray. Amazing, folks. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Dr. Bob Martin Show.
It may come as a surprise to learn that virtually all people have some degree of cataract formation in one or both eyes by age 40. Fact is, cataract is a leading cause of blindness in the United States. But here's the good news. Thanks to medical research, there now exists a way to help prevent cataracts from forming and reverse it in some people who already have it with a revolutionary, safe, and effective all-natural eye drop formulation called Can-C. Can-C eye drops contain a special nutrient called N-acetylcarnosine, which was discovered to be depleted in the eyes of cataract sufferers. Can-C has also been found to help glaucoma, floaters, dry eyes, and retinal problems. Think about how important your sight is now and will be in the future. Then decide to protect your precious vision with Can-C eye drops. I personally use Can-C eye drops, and you should too. Call 800-861-4936. 800-861-4936. That's 800-861-4936 or wisechoicemedicine.com.
Do you know there is a silent killer living among us? High blood pressure. It affects nearly 1 in 3 Americans and is a primary risk factor for stroke and heart attack. The CDC estimates that almost 20% of those with high blood pressure don't even know they have it. That's not surprising, since high blood pressure or hypertension is often symptomless. Research studies have shown that a daily dose of aged garlic extract can safely and effectively help to reduce blood pressure, as well as benefiting a number of other cardiovascular risk factors. And the most researched and highly respected aged garlic extract is all-natural Kyolic aged garlic extract. Odorless and organically grown, Kyolic aged garlic extract has been clinically tested to support blood pressure and cardiovascular health. So, along with getting your blood pressure checked regularly, get Kyolic Formula 109 for blood pressure and cardiovascular support today. Available at Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, Sprouts, GNC, and fine health food stores everywhere.
Thank you for taking the time to tune in to the Dr. Bob Martin Show, and congratulations for your decision to do something positive for your precious health. You're invited to sit back and enjoy learning about interesting and compelling health information Dr. Martin provides. Or please, feel free to call into the show right now with a question about your own personal health, or ask a question on behalf of someone else you care about. No worries, though. If calling into a public health talk show is not your cup of tea, we get that. However, if you have a health challenge and would like to discuss it privately with Dr. Bob Martin, the good news is you can. Dr. Martin would be delighted to speak with you privately by phone. Simply call 800-606-8822. 800-606-8822. That's toll free, 800-606-8822, and request an appointment time with Dr. Martin. Call now and get started on your journey back to health. 800-606-8822. Toll free, 800-606-8822.
What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident? It's time to get the change.
Check out Dr. Bob's website. Listen to the show live online. Hear past shows. Read breaking health news and more at drbob.com. Spell out doctor, that's DOCTOR, Bob.com.
All right, welcome back to this segment of the Dr. Bob Martin Show. Thank you for tuning into the program today. Coming up later on in the show, we're going to talk about 2 teens that contract meningitis as a result of taking a chicken pox vaccine. This was a study published in the journal Pediatrics. Scary stuff. 2 teenagers contracting meningitis in response to a chickenpox vaccine. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show. Our special guest this hour is Nathan Jones. He is the CEO and founder of Clear Inc. That's XLEAR. The X stands for xylitol. These are the xylitol experts that in the marketplace you will find the Spry, SPRY, dental products to maintain and prevent oral health problems across the board. We're now talking about Clear nasal products, which is a line of nasal sprays to help reduce your risk and prevent upper respiratory issues, colds, flus, and get over them faster if you develop one. And before we took our break, Nathan just started to tell us his story about a issue with his own health, developing a sinus infection and not being able to find an effective way to overcome it. His dad is a doctor, Dr. Lon Jones. I know him well, excellent physician. He called Dad, as he should, and, of course, they worked it out. And I'll let you take it from there, Nathan.
Well, so to continue the story of how this rescue product came about is when me putting that
risk, and doctors are saying, oh, no problem with these elective surgery. They're low risk, no problem. Come on down. Not so much. All right, so back to the Facebook. I'm going to ask my co-pilot here, Darren. Darren, did you happen to see this last week a post that I put on Facebook related to? It was called the title of it was a vibrating toothbrush used as human cat.
Some of the bacteria and the viruses and the other things in there, and that's how rescue came up. It has, it has Paldearco, which helps with it's kind of an antifungal. It has a higher level of grapefruit seed extract. It has eucalyptus. It has tea tree. It has a whole bunch of these natural oils that will help knock down whatever's making you sick.
Mm-hmm. Including oregano. I love the stuff. I take it with me when I travel now, because when you're in a plane and a tube with all these people in a confined space like that, the word sickness comes to mind. So I don't ever travel without the Clear Rescue nasal spray. And during allergy season, and some people have it all year long, they are getting, Nathan, tremendous results with the Clear Max nasal spray. And I know a lot of people listening to me right now who just went through a brutal summer and spring before that benefited by the Clear Max nasal spray with the capsaicin in it, the natural antihistamine, to help clear up their problems. Because you sent me an article, and I want you to, we just got a little bit left in this segment. I want people to know they can find out more about the Clear nasal products. They are available at Walmart, CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Rite Aid, and other natural retailers. You can also check them out and find out where you can get it close to where you work or live just by going to their website at clear.com. That's XLEAR.com, or hit their Facebook at Spry Smile, or their Facebook over there. And you sent me an article about how xylitol treats this nasal mucosal problem, this rhinitis, which is really a rebound from drugs. Can you briefly tell our audience about that?
Well, there's 2 studies I'd like to briefly tell them about. One I sent to you, I think, over a year ago. But this one was just done in Turkey. It was published in one of the European pulmonology journals. And really what they did is they compared xylitol nasal spray to fluticasone. Mm-hmm. And to treat rhinitis medicamosa, which is really rhinitis that's caused by other antihistamines, decongestants, and steroids. And what they found is that the xylitol nasal spray worked just as effectively as the fluticasone at treating the symptoms. But the big and interesting thing about it is that the xylitol nasal spray actually allowed the underlying tissue to heal a lot better. And that actually makes sense because the xylitol keeps the tissue moist, whereas the fluticasone, the antihistamines, decongestants, what those are doing is they're drying the tissue out, which is not the environment that they heal in.
Yeah. And not only that, a lot of these nasal sprays that people get into, whether it's that or Nasonex or any of the other ones, Flonase or whatever, they end up with a rebound problem, which means they're going to be prisoners to that drug for life because the minute they stop it, they're going to clog right back up. Not so, folks, with clear nasal spray products. And again, check them out at your favorite grocery or big box store, Walmart, CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Rite Aid. Just look for Clear, that's spelled with an X, as in xylitol, one of the ingredients, Clear, XLEAR.com. And, of course, Spry Dental Products. Nathan Jones, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Keep up the good work, and we so appreciate your work in this area of health and wellness. Our audience does, too.
People living in Asian countries eat sea vegetables daily and live 5 to 6 years longer than the average American. Research shows that sea vegetable consumers enjoy increased energy, less joint stiffness and pain, beautiful skin, hair, and nails, better heart and immune function, and balanced body weight. Here's why. Sea vegetables have a wider range of nutrients compared to land vegetables. Since most Americans don't have access to sea vegetables, taking a full-spectrum multivitamin, multimineral, plus omega supplement is essential to health preservation. Sea Veg is a superfood supplement with 92 nutrients derived from sea vegetables. Live healthier by taking Sea Veg with a risk-free guarantee. Use the discount code Dr. Bob SHIP for free shipping. Call 855-627-9929, 855-627-9929, or buy seaveg.com. That's B-U-Y-C like ocean, veg, V-E-G.com, 855-627-9929.
This is sponsored by the National Insurance Crime Bureau. In 2018, a motor vehicle was stolen every 42.2 seconds in the United States. Those thefts, when added together, resulted in a $6.3 billion loss. This level of theft has not been seen since 1967. Frank Scafidi, Public Affairs Director, National Insurance Crime Bureau, discusses tips to protect your vehicle.
Many thefts occur because owners forget to lock their cars or remove their keys or fobs, making it easy for thieves. Invest in a security device that is visible or audible, and consider installing a kill switch or fuel cutoff because if your vehicle can't be started, it can't be stolen.
Lastly, invest in a tracking device that emits a signal to the police or to a monitoring station. Some systems employ telematics, which combine GPS and wireless technologies that will alert the owner if the vehicle has been moved and can be tracked via computer. To learn more safety tips, visit nicb.org.
Thank you for taking the time to tune in to the Dr. Bob Martin Show, and congratulations for your decision to do something positive for your precious health. You're invited to sit back and enjoy learning about interesting and compelling health information Dr. Martin provides. Or please, feel free to call into the show right now with a question about your own personal health, or ask a question on behalf of someone else you care about. No worries, though. If calling into a public health talk show is not your cup of tea, we get that. However, if you have a health challenge and would like to discuss it privately with Dr. Bob Martin, the good news is you can. Dr. Martin would be delighted to speak with you privately by phone. Simply call 800-606-8822. 800-606-8822. That's toll free, 800-606-8822, and request an appointment time with Dr. Martin. Call now and get started on your journey back to health. 800-606-8822. Toll free, 800-606-8822.
I see my life like a train on a one-way track. I've made mistakes and I couldn't take them back, and I've been running around in circles till I'm dizzy, I can't lie. But every night I go to sleep's a day that I survive. I'm not afraid of getting older.
Now you can follow Dr. Bob on Instagram at Dr. Bob Martin Show. That's DOCTOR Bob Martin Show on Instagram.
All right, and we are back, and we want to thank Nathan Jones, CEO and founder of Clear Corporation, for joining us today to talk about Clear nasal spray products and the Spry Dental products as well. Now, cancer survivors could be 6 times more likely to die from heart disease, a new study suggests. Cancer survivors, they won't die from cancer, they'll die from heart disease. Listen to this. In the U.S., the study of more than 3 million patients found 11% of survivors died not from returning cancer, but from stroke, heart disease, and related cardiovascular events. This is out of Penn State College of Medicine, indicating that, people may survive cancer, but it's the heart disease that kills them. Now, you may ask the question, well, why is that? Well, the reason is that chemotherapy is the reason. It's poison. And it poisons the person, damages the heart, and damages the cardiovascular system. So the very disease you're most worried about, the cancer, doesn't end up killing you in a certain percentage of people. It's the heart that's damaged from the chemotherapy. And then the question becomes, well, okay, so what do you do? If it isn't the poison that the chemotherapy is, what do you do about it as a patient to protect your immune system, to protect your heart? Well, you find a medical facility that's an integrative clinic that understands how to protect you from that, while at the same time helping your immune system work better, helping you to get rid of the environmental toxins which may have set the cancer off in the first place, be that some type of exposure to environmental, water, air, food, pesticides, a lifestyle. These are things that typical orthodox conventional medicine doesn't address at all. But they do address it at Sunridge Medical Center, which is America's premier center for alternative medicine. They treat seriously sick people with cancer or autoimmune disease, Lyme disease, lupus, multiple sclerosis. Even after patients fail in mainstream or conventional medicine, they're still able to get them well. I want to encourage you to check out their website at sunridgemedical.com. sunridgemedical.com, or better yet, pick up the telephone Monday morning and start that conversation. 800-SUNRIDGE. 1-800-SUNRIDGE is how you get a hold of them. Just spell out Sunridge, SUNRIDGE. sunridgemedical.com on the internet, or 1-800-SUNRIDGE. 800-SUNRIDGE. For seriously ill people who want integrative care using a variety of safe and effective treatments. All right, stay close for another dose of Extreme Wellness. When we come back, we're going to talk about the fact that most U.S. donated blood is contaminated with drugs. I'm Dr. Bob Martin.
It may come as a surprise to learn that virtually all people have some degree of cataract formation in one or both eyes by age 40. Fact is, cataract is a leading cause of blindness in the United States. But here's the good news. Thanks to medical research, there now exists a way to help prevent cataracts from forming and reverse it in some people who already have it with a revolutionary, safe, and effective all-natural eye drop formulation called Can-C. Can-C eye drops contain a special nutrient called N-acetylcarnosine, which was discovered to be depleted in the eyes of cataract sufferers. Can-C has also been found to help glaucoma, floaters, dry eyes, and retinal problems. Think about how important your sight is now and will be in the future. Then decide to protect your precious vision with Can-C eye drops. I personally use Can-C eye drops, and you should too. Call 800-861-4936. 800-861-4936. That's 800-861-4936 or wisechoicemedicine.com.